morning. So today we're going to have a little look at some neuromuscular exercises. So the things we're focusing on here is coordination, balance. We're working on left-right laterality, so our ability to coordinate right hand with left foot and vice versa as well. So we're going to have a little look at these movements. It's really important when you're doing these that you're safe. So if you have issues with balance, just make sure you've got something next to you, whether it be a wall, door frame, do them in a hallway, kitchen countertop, something like that. We want a nice grippy surface as well, so we don't want to feel like we're slipping. So I'm in socks, but I'm on a grippy yoga mat. So just have a little think about that as well. Now, I've got a stack of blocks here that I'm going to be using for a couple of the exercises. That doesn't have to be a stack of yoga blocks. It could be a small box. It could be even something like a book, like a large book or a stack of books or something like that. And obviously, as you're working, you might find you start off with a lower stack and then build up to a higher stack as well. So I'll work my way through these. As always, if you have any questions from the video, you can always get in touch via my website. Okay, lovely. We're going to talk through 4 things today. So, number 1, we're simply going to work on that left-right laterality first of all. Let me tilt you backwards a bit and then you can see me a tiny bit better. Okay, brilliant. So we're going to be standing nice and tall and we're going to start off on a bit of a march. So we're just going to be marching our legs, alternate legs. Then we're going to see, can we bring opposite hand to opposite knee? And we can just do a nice rhythmic marching when we're doing that. If we want to, we can go for 2. So we can disrupt the rhythm, get our brain thinking a little bit more from that perspective as well. Okay, so that's exercise number 1. Obviously you can build up speed and things like that as well, so don't feel like you need to stick to one rhythm. You can go much slower to start off with, thinking about what you're doing, and then build up speed as you get more coordination. Right, second exercise we're going to do. So we're going to use our stack of blocks. So you'll see mine's about 3 yoga blocks high. That could be, as I said, small stack of books. I think we used a blender box with my patient yesterday, so choose whatever you want. So I'm going to place one foot right next to the base of the blocks, and then the other foot I'm going to step over, tap my heel, step over, tap my toe. Now, when we're thinking about rehabbing, we also want to think about what's the rest of my body doing. So there's no point in collapsing and being too relaxed through the upper body. Let's think about being really active. So imagine drawing crown of the head up towards the ceiling as we're going. Good. And you'll notice that I'm just working my arms as well. So again, we've got that left-right laterality. So with my patient yesterday, we're building up to a little bit of like jogging. This could also be equally relevant for maybe if you have Parkinson's or a neurological condition, or if you just find you don't swing your arms enough when you're walking, for example. Okay, next one we're going to do, we're going to stand side on to a stack of blocks. We're going to start off one side of the blocks, we're going to lift up and over. We're just going to tap side to side. So again, this is challenging your balance on one leg, whilst we're also coordinating with the other leg and learning to lift. So this is quite a nice workout for your hip flexors as well. You'll notice that as I'm stepping, I'm not doing lots of waving about with my upper half. We might need to use our arms for balance, but we want to try and keep our trunk a nice stable unit, I suppose. If I wanted to add my arms in, I can do a bit of Saturday Night Fever. So then I would tap my arm, so tap my leg with my hand, and we're going to alternate. Okay, so this is great for learning to pick up your feet when you're walking and things like that. Last exercise is a little bit more foot focused. So I'm going to bring you down a little bit so you can see exactly what my feet are doing. So we're going to do A steps. This is learning to use our foot as a rocker, really pronouncing that. So again, we want to be thinking about balance, using our balance, coordinating our balance, okay? So we're going to take a small step forwards with one foot. And we're not too fussed what we're doing with the back foot, but the back foot is our little support act here that's just going to help us out. I'm going to start on the heel of my front foot. I'm going to rock through to my midfoot, feel the pressure transferring into the front of my foot, and then I'm going to come up onto my toe of my front foot. Then I'm going to roll back through the midfoot, and back into my heel. Now in itself, this is quite a challenge for our balance. If you're finding that you're struggling with your balance, there are a couple of things you can do. One of which is just hold on to something. So for me, I could touch the wall with my fingertip, and that would just give me a little bit more feedback to be able to balance. The other thing I can do is bear in mind whether you're on a tightrope, scaffolding plank, something wider. So do feel free to broaden your stance a little bit should you need to. So then I'm going to go from heel, through midfoot, up onto my toes. You can see my foot and ankle is wobbling there to control, and then back down and through. And up, and back down again. So we can do a little bit of arms as well. If we want to, if you feel really coordinated, you could come up onto your toes and lift one leg. But as you can see, that's quite a challenge. Okay, so when I have prescribed these to you, I'll have given you amounts, sets, reps and all of that kind of stuff. You want to be working more on quality of the movement rather than necessarily just trying to get all your reps done. So I would rather you did a really kind of mindful practice, doing each exercise in a really mindful way, thinking about control, thinking about coordination. The more we engage with the process, the quicker that neuromuscular benefit can be felt. So the quicker our brain and our muscles will learn to communicate better with each other, the quicker those neural pathways in our brain will be created. So if we can do a nice mindful practice, even if it's for a shorter period of time, be really aware of the sensations in our feet, in our hips, being really aware of our core and things like that, then the quicker we're going to feel the benefits from it as well. These are quite nice to do, maybe even before you go out for a run, go out for a walk. Before you need to do more of a kind of leg dexterity task as well, you might find that things perform a little bit better as well. Lovely. Have a little look, have a go, enjoy, take care. Bye.